system of tracks, trains, and stations that help in transportation is described by the term railways. The first train was operated on Indian soil in 1853. The train connected Mumbai and Thane. The distance covered by this line was 34 kilometers. Railways have been a vital part of India's transportation network even before we gained independence. They have aided industrialization and movement of people over long distances at lower costs. Railways are a cheap and fast option to transport freight over long distances for internal trade. In addition to this, pilgrimage and sightseeing activities are within the range of a large number of citizens because of the Indian Railways. The Indian Railways has played the role of an integrating force in the country. People of different regions have been able to connect and bond with each other and do business. Along with its support to the economy as a whole, the railways has also helped in the development of both the agricultural and the industrial sectors of the economy. It is the largest employer in India. Railways are an important lifeline in the functioning of India as a country. Indian Railways connects vast expanses of the country, but they don't reach all cities and villages of India. Their distribution has been affected by different factors like physiographic factors, economic factors, and administrative factors. Physiographic factors play a key role in determining the distribution of railways in India. Vast flatlands in the northern plains of India make it easy to lay railway lines. However, rivers with wide beds have forced the railways to construct a large number of bridges. The task is not so easy in the hilly areas, especially in the Himalayas. The hilly tracts of the peninsular region pose challenges to railway transportation as the lines have to be laid through hills, gaps, and tunnels. Other regions that have posted obstacles to establishment of railways are the sandy plains of western Rajasthan and the swamps of Gujarat. Forest areas of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and Odisha have also not presented the best conditions for railway expansion. In the Sahyadri ranges, the railway lines have made use of gaps and passes in the mountains. Apart from physiographic factors, some economic factors also affect railway expansion. Regions with dense population, industries, and agricultural activities are the places where railways can operate profitably. This is also one of the reasons why plains have more railways. Railway investment does not make economic sense in the regions having sparse population. To accelerate the development of important economic hubs like the Konkan region, the Indian Railways have built railway networks in spite of difficult terrain. Administrative factors that affect distribution of railways relates to the kind of support given by the government to a particular region's development. Sometimes the government decides to provide railway services to an area that has not seen economic development. That results in better connectivity for those areas. Railways may be laid to service a place because of the administrative importance of that place, like state capitals. It can also be laid in remote border areas because of the strategic importance of those places. To ensure smooth operation of Indian Railways, the entire geographical area has been divided into 18 zones. These zones depict the key railway hubs of the country. Apart from these zones, Railways are also classified on the basis of the width of the railway tracks or the gauges of these railway tracks. In India, there are broad gauge, which means the tracks are about 1.68 meters wide. Meter gauge, in which the tracks are 1 meter wide, and narrow gauges, which are typically less than 1 meter in width. Broad gauge railway tracks are the most widely used, and according to 2015-2016 data, it has a total track length of 1,12,388 kilometers, whereas the meter gauge and narrow gauge have track lengths of 4,747 kilometers and 2,495 kilometers respectively. The vast network of the Indian Railways spreads across many zones and is supported by its multiple gauge operations all over the country. Realizing its importance, the Indian Railways is aptly named the Lifeline to the nation. Indian Railways is doing a great job in connecting India. At the same time, it is also facing some serious problems. The cause of these problems are not of economic or geographical reasons, but are caused by the people. Ticketless traveling is a major problem. This causes losses for railways. It also affects the safety and comfort of passengers who are traveling with proper tickets. Theft and damage of railway property is another problem. Some passengers even steal equipments provided by the Indian Railways, ignoring one of the fundamental duties to safeguard all public property. Sometimes trains are unable to arrive at their destination on time due to several reasons. One of the reasons for delay is caused by passengers using the emergency chain unnecessarily. These delays cause monetary losses to the railways and also cause damage to the railway infrastructure. Railways and roadways are equally important modes of transportation, but each has its own advantages and disadvantages. Knowing these help transporters and governments in making a conscious decision when they have to make a choice between these two modes of transportation. If you had to connect two places, what would you use? Railways or roadways? Well, the choice of transport would be decided based on some considerations. If you see railway tracks, they are usually straight without sharp turns or steep uphill routes. Undulating topography poses a major barrier for the construction of railways, as these lands will have to be flattened to lay tracks. In hilly regions, we may have to construct tunnels. On the other hand, mountainous regions and uneven land is not a major concern for road construction. A road can climb up hills and even turn like a snake around mountains and reach anywhere. Secondly, it is a lot easier to have reliable road transport rather than rail transport in areas with sparse population. It is cheaper to run a bus to transport a smaller number of people. If the volume of goods to be transported is less, road transport is a better option. Railways are best suited for transportation of large volumes of goods across large distances. So, whenever a choice has to be made between roadways and railways, you can now make an informed decision.